Hello again. Now, today I want to go a little bit further into phonetics and phonology. We've already talked about vowels, vowel sounds, how they're made, and we've learned a few of the symbols. And in that lesson we showed other symbols that are associated with other speech sounds. Now let's just remind ourselves of a few terms. So acoustics. Acoustics is the study of sound in general. So for example, here I have two clav, and an acoustic scientist would be interested in studying how this sound is produced, how it's propagated. Here's another example of an instrument for making sounds, made by a famous drink manufacturer. So an acoustic scientist would be interested in studying how that sound is made and propagated. We're more interested in the human side of sound, and phonetics is the study of sound made by the human voice. And to narrow it down a bit more, phonology is a study of the ways that humans form patterns and how they organize sounds into a specific language for communication. So, for example, the word butter. In that word there we have sounds made by the human voice, and we have what we call segments of sound. How many segments would you say are in the word butter? I'd say there were 4. B, A, T, A. Okay? Not everyone would have the same idea about that, or would have come up with the same number. But that word butter, we know what it means, but it can be said in many different ways. So phonology would try and study the various ways that word is what we call articulated. And so in other words, how we'd use the speech organs, the part of the speech instrument, to say those words. So again, coming back to the word butter, so b-a-t-e, you can say butter or butter, as it's said in the north of England. You can say butter. Some regional accents would have the You can also hear butter, as you might hear in the northeast, in Newcastle area, and you could hear butter, but that's not a T, is it? Butter. That would be a London way of saying it. Okay, do you get the idea? It's the same word, but it's being articulated in various ways. You can even take that further by, for example, saying butter, and here we're bringing in tonality, so the word is emphasized, a question. Butter? And we will talk about that. But what I want to talk about in this lesson is a bit about articulation, what we call articulatory phonetics, and to introduce you to some of the sounds made by the human voice, and to look at how they're made. Okay? So, here we go.